Alright, first thing I'm sending you this video because I messed up on that problem that I worked for you on the packet. I missed a negative sign, and one of your fellow students pointed out that I missed it. So I'm just going to show you where I messed up and go back and we'll fix it. We still, when we do it, we still end up with, this is number 30, we still end up with x equals 6, but then where I messed up at is we had this equation, it's negative 5x plus 2y, and where I messed up, ignore that stray mark that flies up there, that's an equal sign, equals negative 8. I dropped that negative right there. I don't know how, just rushing, I guess. So we plug in here, it's negative 5x, or negative 5 times 6 plus 2y equals a negative 8. We do the math here, that's negative 30 plus 2y equals negative 8. Add 30 to both sides. You end up with 2y equals 22. Divide both sides by 2. You end up with y equals 11. I think we came up with y equals 19 or something because I messed up that sign. Then again, that's still not your answer. They wanted the measure of angle RST. And if we go back and we look at RST, it looks like this. It's 6 plus 2y minus 1. So it's 6 plus 2 times 11 minus 1. Well, 2 times 11 is 22. So it's 6 plus 22 minus 1. 6 plus 22 is 28. Minus 1 is 27, so that angle is 27 degrees. So that's what it should be. Since I'm making this video, I'm going to go ahead, since we didn't get through as much, I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of problems for you just to help you out. So that's the first one. That's the one I messed up on. Let's look at the front page. We'll look at the front page. Down problem 6 through 10 there. Problem 6, not very difficult. It says name 3 lines. You can pick any lines you want. If I'm looking at it, I try to make it as easy as possible on myself. I look at something and I see, okay, there's a line that's A. Ignore that stray mark going up through there. That's line AG. Then there's another line, looks like line CG. Ignore that stray mark too. My pen does that a lot when I'm writing on the board using the pen. And then another line might be line, that's a line symbol, GN. So there's 3 lines. The segments, you can do the segments. I'm not going to do them. Remember, you're just using a segment symbol instead of a line. Rays, number 8, I'm not going to do it. You can probably do that. That's using the ray symbol, 2 letters. So you're doing 2 letters, but the ray symbol. It says name 1 angle, number 9. Now we can pick whatever angle we want. I'm going to pick angle AGM. Make sure you put your angle symbol out in front and then 3 letters. Remember, this has to be the vertex letter. Number 10 says name the lighter plane in 3 different ways. The lighter plane is the one running across or horizontally. Easiest way to name it, and the way you guys like to name it, but you can't always, this time you can, is plane K. They give you that K, it's in the corner, and there's no point with it. Then after that, you just name it plane, and you pick 3 letters that are on that white plane, on that plane going side to side. And I'm going to say points A, H, and M. And a third way, plane, and we're naming it a different way, so we can still use like A and H, and just change the M maybe, just to make it easy on ourselves. So we got A, H, and let's say B. Ignore that string mark going up through there. If you flip over to the second page, on the second page, let's look at like problem 15. Problem 15, they give you a picture. My picture might not look great. I'm not going to do all these, but they give you a picture. It looks something like this. Another one coming in here. Then another one coming in here. Again, my picture doesn't look all that good, but just go with it. There's A here. Ignore that right there. That's not supposed to be there. There's a B there. There's a C there. I think that's an I there. H, G, a D here, a E here, and an F here. And 15, they want us to name or identify the angles congruent to angle ADG. ADG, ADG, that's that angle right there, and it's got 2 marks in it. So it's got 2 marks in it. Well, anything else that has 2 marks in it is going to be congruent to that. If we look at the picture, this one's got 2 marks, that one's got 2 marks. So there's 2 answers. The first answer, that's my angle symbol. We're going to do this angle right here. Well, that's B, E, H. Angle B, E, ignore that, H. And then the other angle is this one, and that's angle C, F, I. So that's your answer to 15. That's why there's 2 blanks there. Number 17, let's look at 17. Back up in the directions, they said that ADG, this angle right here, was 92 degrees. And angle DAG, that's this angle up top here, is 44 degrees. Sorry about the flashing. So if that's 92 degrees, that's 44 degrees. It says, 17 says, find the measure of angle CFI. CFI is this angle right here. Well, we just said this one has to be congruent to that one. Well, if this one over here is 92, then the answer to 17 has to be 92. Because if they're congruent angles, they have to have the same measure. Flip over to the third page. We'll look at problem 20 on the third page. Problem 20 gives us a picture. Looks like this. Again, my pictures might not look perfect. There's an E there. There's an F there. There's a G there. And then there's another ray coming out through here. That's an H. Ignore that. This angle right here is 86 degrees. That's what they tell us. And they want us to find the measure of angle HFG. Well, HFG is this angle. And back up in the directions, they tell us that angle EFG, that's big angle here, that whole thing is 130 degrees. Well, the way we can find HFG is just by taking the whole angle, which is 130, and subtracting 86. You grab your calculators, you do that. Let's see, that should be 130 minus 86. Just write this down here, and we borrow from here, that's a 2. That makes that 4 there. We have to borrow from here, that's 12. So the answer would be 44 degrees. So the measure of that angle right there is 44 degrees. Let's look at 23. I'll do a couple more for you. 23, we have a problem. It starts off looking like this. And we got this. And this is F. This is H. This is G. That's E. They tell us this angle is 2x minus 18, and this angle right here is 4x. First thing you got to realize on this is the angle EGH, measure of angle EGH is 180 degrees because it's a straight angle. So if that whole thing right there is 180 degrees, then these two together should add up to equal 180. So the equation we can set up is 2x minus 18 plus 4x equals 180. Then we solve that, we combine like terms. Remember, these are on the same side of the equal sign, so we just have to get them together. So that's just 6x, don't subtract them. Minus 18 equals 180. Add 18 to both sides. You end up with 6x equals 198. Divide both sides by 6. I don't have a calculator, so I'm going to come over here and do 198 divided by 6. I go in there 3 times, that's 18. Subtract, bring down the other 8. That's go in there 3 times, that's 18. Comes out even. So we end up with x equals 33. You got to be careful because this time they ask us to find the measure of angle FGH. Well, FGH is this angle right here. It's this angle over here. So all we got to do to find it is take 4 and in place of x stick in 33. We do that multiplication. 33 times 4. That's 12, 12, 13. The measure of that angle is 132 degrees. I'll do one more here. Let's do 31. Got a picture, it starts off, it looks like this. This is A. This is B. You got C over here. Right away, I look at that picture and I notice that ABC is 180 degrees or a straight angle. Something you should see right away every time you look at that picture. And they give you a picture like this, pick out little stuff like where's 180, where's a straight angle, and where's, you know, acute angles, obtuse angles, whatever. So you can start getting used to it. We know that this is F right here. And they tell us the measure of angle EBF, sorry. EBF, that's this angle right there, is 3x plus 10. So I'm going to write that in there, label in my picture. And the measure of angle DBE, that's that little angle right there, is x. And then they tell us segment DB is perpendicular to segment BF. Well, this tells us that they form right angles or 90 degrees. So BD, that's right here, BF is right here. That means that this whole angle around here has to be 90 degrees, has to be a right angle. So I'm going to put the right angle symbol right in that corner there. Well, that tells us these two angles together have to add up to equal that right angle, which is 90 degrees. So x plus 3x plus 10, this plus this has to equal the whole angle, which we just said was 90. Collect like terms. Again, these x's are on the same side of the equal sign, so you just put them together, and it's just 4x plus 10 equals 90. Subtract 10, and you end up with 4x equals 80. Divide by 4, and you end up with x equals 20. Now we got to go back and make sure that we read the problem. And this time it said find x. So we did find x. It's 20. That's our answer. We don't have to plug back in because they just asked us to find x. Hopefully that helps.